Hey everyone, let's jump right into a super simple tool that's going to make your sentences way more interesting. Adverbs of manner. These little words are all about one thing, describing how an action gets done. You know, the magic of these adverbs is that they all answer this one simple question. How? How did they do that? How did it happen? Seriously, if you just remember that one word, you've pretty much cracked the code. So, what are they officially? Well, an adverb of manner is just a word that tells you how an action, a verb, is done. It's not about what happened, but the way it happened. That's the whole game right there. And you know what the best part is? Making them is incredibly easy. For most of them, it's just a simple 3-step trick. You start with an adjective, you tack on an ly to the end, and boom, you've got yourself an adverb of manner. All right, let's put that little rule to the test. We'll start with the adjective quick. You'd use this to describe a thing, like a quick lunch or a quick car. But if you want to describe how she ran, well, we just add that ly, and we get quickly. She ran quickly. See? Now we're describing the action itself. Okay, let's try another one. This time, our adjective is happy. We could talk about a happy dog, which describes the dog's feeling, right? But to describe the action, the smiling, we change it to happily. You can totally picture that, can't you? They smiled happily. It just paints a much better picture in your head. All right, one last example of this main rule. Let's take the adjective careful. You could use that to describe a person, like a careful planner. But to describe the action of driving, we use the adverb carefully. He drove carefully. Easy, right? So now that we know how to make them, the next big question is, where do we actually put these words in a sentence? Well, good news. The most common spot is also the easiest one to remember. Yep, for these adverbs of manner, the most natural place is usually right after the action word, the verb that it's describing. Check out this sentence. The verb is ate. The adverb eagerly comes right after it. It tells us how the dog was eating. Same deal here. The verb is wrote, and slowly slides in right behind it, telling us how the student was writing. This placement is just clean, clear, and really easy to use. So, you might be asking, why does this even matter? Well, just look at these two sentences. The man spoke. Okay, it's fine, it works. But add one adverb, the man spoke loudly, and the whole sentence just comes alive. It adds personality and gives you a much clearer image. Okay, now just when you think it's all perfectly simple, English has to throw us a couple of curveballs. But don't worry, there are really only two super common exceptions you need to know about for now. And here they are, the two big exceptions to that ly rule. First, the adjective good turns into the adverb well. And second, the adjective fast, well, it just stays fast. It doesn't change at all. These are the two you really want to lock into your memory. So just remember, you would never ever say she sings goodly. That's not even a real word. The correct way is always she sings well, because that describes how she sings. And it's the same thing for fastly. You'll hear people say it, but nope, not a word. The adjective and the adverb are exactly the same. So you have he is a fast runner and he runs fast. Same word, just doing a different job. And that is pretty much all there is to it. Just remember the ly rule, stick it after the verb, and watch out for our two special friends, well and fast. You now have a really simple but powerful way to make your language more descriptive. You officially know how to use adverbs of manner.